And I hate to stop the dancing, but we got some relays to swim. And let's open the festivities here with event 29, girls 11 and 12, 400 medley relay. Remember that our first two heats will swim this morning. The two top seeded heats will swim at the finals tonight. Heat 1. In lane 2, the Wright County Waves. A with Jaden, Haley, Hadley, and Maylin. Lane 3, North Star B with Dorianne, Emma, QA, and Sloan. In lane 4, Velocity A with Lydia, Abby, Elena, and Evie. Lane 5, South Metro Storm A with Keegan, Nora, Liliana, and Maddox. Lane 6, Red Wing A with Ainsley, Ellie, Kinsley, and Everly. Lane 7, Hastings A with Annette, Cynthia, Charlotte, and Peyton. And oh my goodness, over in lane 7, Hastings area, this is Annette Solly with a good one going, and we got a jailbreak here in lane 3 as well with Dorianne McVeigh of North Star. And North Star in the water first. Flyer QA Tran. And Hastings, Butterflyer Charlotte Latch. And North Star will drop anchor with Sloan Qualley. And North Star sets the pace with a sub 5-minute swim for 53.29. In second is Velocity, right at 5 minutes. Now heat 2. Lane 1 is the Minnesota Flyers A with Vivi, Lana, Ruby, and Sophia. Lane 2, West Express B with Olivia, Leah, Ileana, and Lily. Lane 3, Tuna A with Grace, Janie, Sonia, and Ileana. Lane 4, St. Croix A with Ellie, Maxine, Lila, and Lena. Lane 5 is Sam's B with Emma, Olive, Nima, and Athena. Lane 6, Sea Devils A with Lily, Haley, Britt, and Josie. Lane 7 is Rochester B with Bianca, Alice, Nora, and Elizabeth. And lane 8 is the Hurricanes B with Natalie, McKinley, Clara, and Zoe. And in the water now for Tuna, Sonia, and Tuna still hanging on to the lead. Sea Devils in lane 6 have closed up a little bit. And Tuna will drop anchor with Ileana Junkert. In the water chasing for the Sea Devils, Josie Gagnon. And a battle now for second with St. Croix. Lena Gronowski anchoring for St. Croix as Tuna hits the wall at a 4:43. And we move on now to event 30, the boys 11 and 12, 400 medley relay. Heat 1. And once again, the first two heats will swim this morning. The last two seeded heats, heats 3 and 4, will swim with the finals tonight. Right here in heat 1, lane 3, we have Lifetime A with Levi, Max, Pierre, and Elias. Lane 4, Tiger Sharks A with Jack, Luke, Ryan, and Nick. Lane 5, Red Wing A with Jackson, Phoenix, Jay, and Keston. In lane 6, Wilmer A with Ryder, Dominic, Isaac, and Alex. Swimming breaststroke for Red Wing in the lead now. This is Phoenix Lystad. This is Phoenix second state championship in 2 weeks. He swam as a 10 and under 2 weeks ago down in Rochester, then aged up, and here he is at the 11 and 12 state meet. It's been a big month for Phoenix. Phoenix and leadoff swimmer Jackson Mon have combined to give Red Wing a nice lead here in heat 1. And Jake Cody, the Red Wing butterflyer, in the water now, taking wing. A Red Wing, I might add. And Red Wing will drop anchor with Keston Lindholm. Tiger Sharks in the water next with Nick Millard. Or Millard, maybe. And Tiger Sharks closing up here a little bit. And the Tiger Sharks clock a 5:18. Nice 8-second drop for the Tiger Sharks. Red Wing with a 25-second drop. Now heat 2. In lane 1, we have Riptide B with Matthew, Austin, JJ, and Titus. Lane 2, Sam's B with Samuel, Matthew, Grayson, and Jaden. Lane 3 is Riptide A with Calvin, Ben, Darren, and Joe. Lane 4, Edina B with Wyatt, Luke, Lucas, and Theo. Lane 5, Tuna B with Ethan, Henrik, Harry, and TJ. Lane 6, West Express B with Bastian, Crosby, Zach, and Bear. Lane 7, Hurricanes B with Caleb, Braden, Evan, and Blake. Lane 8, Sea Devils A with Henry, Ruben, Jackson, and Rory. And a big breaststroke first leg. for Tuna in lane 5. Touchpad didn't register what was probably a really good, like 32 or 3 second first leg for Henrik Maus. And now Tuna sends their flyer, Henry Schultz. And Henry touches for the Tuna anchor. That's TJ Scribner. Next in the water, Edina Theo Nguyen. And so Tuna hangs on. And they will take a 4:39 onto the list for tonight. Next up, event 31, girls 13-14, 400 medley relay. Heat 1. In lane 3, we have Sems A with Daisy, Emma, Aubrey, and Elena. Lane 4, Hurricanes B with Lauren, Josie, Katja, and Caroline. Lane 5, Rochester B with Josie, Madeline, Addie, and Vivian. Lane 6, Hastings A with Grace, Jenna, Sophia, and Abriella. Fastest of 4 very nice little backstroke legs. Rochester 107.6 for Josie Bartfried. Hurricanes breaststroker Josie Lowe. And Josie will send Katya Kinney into the fly. Rochester, Sams, and Hastings all right there. And Addie Taylor gets Rochester in the water first. Vivian Peters, the anchor for Rochester. And a dandy race here between Rochester and the Hurricanes. Right together with the 25 to go. And Hurricanes pulling out in that last 25. A 4:26.8. And now heat 2. In lane 1, Sea Devils B with Kennedy, Harper, Riley, and Mia. Lane 2, Black Line A with Mia, Morgan, Kate, and Ella. Lane 3, Rochester A with Kayla, Quinn, Eloise, and Kenzie. Lane 4, Velocity Aquatics A with Lauren, Ginny, Elena, and Maddie. Lane 5, Fox Jets A with Lottie, Brennan, Eva, and Sareu. Lane 6, Tuna A with Brynja, Sydney, Micah, and Sabrina. Lane 7, Central Minnesota A with Riley, Blake, Lou, and Claire. And lane 8, North Star A with Marin, Britta, Lydia, and Addison. And a terrific 58-3 leadoff for Mia Doolittle of Black Line in lane 2. And it looks like we're going to have a new leader after the breaststroke. Fox Jets, a nice leg from Brennan Masters. Fox Jets will put Eva Sampson in the water. And right behind, Kate Mechdell in lane 2 for Black Line. Lane 3, Eloise Bowen of Rochester. And Black Line back in the lead here. Ella Schlegel anchoring for Black Line. Ooh. And Velocity, even with the extra stroke, sneaks in. Fastest of 3 4:14s out of heat 2. Are now ready for event 32, boys 13-14. Remember, there will be a 5-minute break following this heat. Heat 1. Lane 2, Red Dragon A with Parker, Jackson, Jack, and Nolan. Lane 3, Red Wing A with Bryce, Tanner, Chase, and Norris. Lane 4, West Express B with Camden, Asher, Brody, and Roshan. Lane 5, Velocity A with Joey, Jacob, Will, and Maxwell. Lane 6, Star with Oliver, Emir, Nick, and Calvin. And lane 7 is Hastings with Hank, George, Jackson, and Riley. And this is Star enjoying a nice leadoff leg by Oliver. This is Emir. And just about dead even. Hastings, this is Jackson Ponson. Taken off, Star Nick Johnson. Trying to stay close. And my apologies, guys, switched around. Nick Johnson in lane 6. Going fly for Star. And it's lane 5, Will Floater from Velocity. Keeping pace. And Velocity will anchor. First in the water, this is Maxwell Exter. And Velocity, 4:22.02. Big 11-second drop for Velocity. Terrific times out of Heat 1. Heat 2. And it's a full house here in Heat 2, swimming in lane 1. Lifetime A with Zane, Liam, Drew, and Crosby. Lane 2, Minnetonka B with George, Henry, Hayden, and Clayton. Lane 3, North Suburban A with Samuel, Eli, Tyler, and Cooper. Lane 4, Sims A with Torin, Elias, Tor, and Lucas. Lane 5, Great Wolf with Calvin, Owen, Lucas, and Grayson. Lane 6, St. Croix B with Everett, Josh, Sam, and Noah. Lane 7, Central Minnesota A with Beckett, Willis, Miles, and Hayden. And lane 8, Riptide B with Owen, Eddie, Elliott, and Jackson. And this is Great Wolf in lane 5. Calvin Smith out under a minute. This is Owen Mitchell swimming breaststroke, but equally exciting. Lane 3, North Suburban, Eli Harrell. Got a heater going, that 29.7 on the way out for Eli. Remember, swimmers, we have a 5-minute break after this heat. And North Suburban, 105 for Eli. Flying now for North Suburban, Tyler Novak. And North Suburban in the water now. But the race is tighter than it was before. North Suburban anchoring with Cooper Lunsford. Next door in lane 4 for Sims, Lucas Corner. And over in lane 5 for Great Wolf in the pink cap, Grayson Umberger. And things could be tightening up a little bit. Lucas Kerner of Sims, a little bit closer. Will he run and have enough time to catch Cooper? And the answer is no, as North Suburban hits a 4:05, their best time of the year. Nice time drop as well for Lifetime over here in lane 1. And the time now is 10:31. We will resume with event 33 at 10:36. And folks, this would be the perfect time to head up to the lobby and check out the apparel, custom made right there for you right now by You Betcha Designs. Also Elsmore Swim Shop there for anything that you might need. Maybe a congratulatory new suit or cap or a set of paddles or a snorkel or some fins. some goggles. And also check and see if we got game. The photographer is there. If not, you will find them on the web with great pictures from this championship. So in the lobby for you, You Betcha Designs for apparel, Elsmore Swim Shop for anything swimming related, and we got game for outstanding photography. And we'll see you back here at 10:36 for the start of the girls 11 and 12 200 back. And we would have our officials take their places. We are 15 seconds away from 10:36, the moment we promised you a 200 backstroke. And we like to keep our promises. Our next event, event 33, girls 11 and 12, 200-yard backstroke. He won. In this age group, 11 and 12, these events, the 200-yard events, are time final. And so we will swim our last 2 heats with the finals tonight. So our first 3 heats this morning still all count. They all go on the list. In Heat 1, swimming in lane 3, Josie Gagnon. Lane 4, Freya Simmering. And lane 5, Sophie Patil. And Freya has got a nice one going here. Freya in with the champ time. Both Josie and Sophie earned their way onto the championship roster by winning their MRC event. They win it to swim it at the big show. And we're delighted that they are here, taking a big step. Nice 2:23. There's a time drop and a half for Freya. PR for Sophie and a PR for Josie. Nice heat, girls. Heat 2. In lane 1, Layla. Lane 2, Gwyneth. Lane 3, Lavi. Lane 4, Naya. Lane 5, Elle. Lane 6, Charlie. Lane 7, Jane. And lane 8, Hattie. And a 1:10 for Naya. She is on her way to a PR. And Naya still hanging in, but we've got a challenge over in lane 7. Jane Brinkman of Edina putting together a nice last 100. Naya 224. And that will bump up to number 2 on the list. Now heat 3. In lane 1, Adelaide Wolf. Lane 2, Dorianne. Lane 3, Hadley. Lane 4, Stella. Lane 5, Ileana. Lane 6, Ellie. Lane 7, Cora. And lane 8, Aspen. Dorianne of North Star leading at the 100. I'm sorry, she's not leading. Adelaide Wolf of Edina, lane 1. Adelaide was hiding behind my monitor. I couldn't see her. Not my fault. Blame the monitor. And Adelaide is cooking. And a 224.2. And that jumps up to number 2 on the list so far. And our final 2 heats will swim with the finals tonight, which means we are now to event 34, the boys 11 and 12 200 backstroke, heat 1. Heat 1 is the only heat swimming this morning in the boys 11-12. The other 2 heats will go tonight. Swimming in lane 2, Nolan. Lane 3, Darren. Lane 4, Rory. Lane 5, Michael. Lane 6, Ethan. And lane 7, Sam. Sam with the lead out in 32.6. He brings a long course meter seed time. Backstroke, one of those strokes where you gain advantage with those turns. with the rollover flip turn and the dolphin kicks. Long course seed times sometimes result in some pretty hot short course yard times. And Sam with a good shot at getting right around 220, which would be one of the fourth or fifth fastest seed times in the meet. And 2:18.03. Terrific swim for Sam. And remember, heats 2 and 3 will swim at the finals tonight, which means we are ready to move on to the girls 13-14 200 backstroke, all prelims. Heat 1. All three heats, of course, circle seated. Lane 1 is Allie. Lane 2 is Allie. Lane 3 is the first of two Mias, Mia Pierscala. Lane 4, Mia Doolittle. Lane 5, Lauren Colbert. Lane 6, Kay Rivers. And lane 7, Lydia Hadukovic. Mia out in a 101.6. Mia's seat time a 2:09.2, which is a zone cut. Our top three seeds all have zone cuts. And Lauren Colbert making some noise over in lane 5. And a 2:08.2 for Mia, 2:08.8, and a zone cut for Lauren Colbert. Congratulations, Lauren. Heat 2. In lane 2, Natalie. Lane 3, Anna. Lane 4, Ferris. In 5, Macy. Lane 6, Mary. And lane 7, Finley. Ferris out in a 58.9. She has been a 204.1. And looks like she's getting after it a little bit here. .31.6. That split slipped a little bit, but she's puts in the turnover, bringing up the legs. It's going to be a good one. And Ferris, a nice 201.23. Her teammate Macy in with a 208.9. That's the zone cut. And a 210.66 for Anna Lee. Zone cut by 3 100ths. It all counts. Now heat 3. In our final heat, lane 1, Lila. Lane 2, Emery. Lane 3, Maddie. In lane 4, our top seed, Lilu. Lane 5, Lottie. Lane 6, Addie. And lane 7, Olivia. .28.3 out for Lilu. Lilu with a good, strong, long turn and terrific underwaters. 159.02. A little bit faster than Ferris from heat 2. And we could see another 201. And a PR for Lilu as she slides into second on the leaderboard, 202.82. Our next event, the boys, 13-14, two back. He won. In lane 1, Gavin. Lane 2, Julian. Lane 3, Elliot. In 4, Carter. 5, Alec. Lane 6, Regan. And lane 7, Xander. Both Gavin and Elliot out in 103s. And it's going to be lane 1. That's Gavin converting his meter seed time into a 2:10. I'm sorry, a 2:09.2. The 2:10 belongs to Carter. E2. Lane 1, Levi. Lane 2, Brooks. In 3, Asher. Lane 4 is Calvin. Calvin, our number 3 seed. Lane 5, Landon. Lane 6, Jackson. Lane 7, Owen. And in lane 8, Liam. We are now into the circle seeds. Brooks Peterson of Tuna going out like a taxi driver with his hair on fire. 27-4 on the way out. And Brooks follows his 27 up with a 30.7. And we'll see how Brooks holds up after that pretty salty first 50. Third 50 slipped a little bit, but he could drop a 2:02 or 2:03, which would be faster than our number 2 seed in the event. And there it is, a 2:02.70. And a 9-second drop for Brooks Peterson. Big swim, Brooks. And now heat 3. In heat 3, lane 1, Leon. Lane 2, Cade. Lane 3, Wyatt. In 4, our number 2 seed, Jacob. Lane 5, Cooper. Lane 6, Mason. In 7, Zane. And lane 8, Torin. Jacob and Cooper swimming together, they're getting after it too. So often you see this, you'll get a swim like we had from Brooks in heat 2, and the rest of the field says, oh, okay, that's what we got to do now. And Cooper, who came in with a 2:06, is going to lead at the 150 and very much on track for a 2:02. Jacob not far behind. And a 2:01.9 for Cooper Stout. 2:02.3 for Jacob Pulaski. And now heat 4. In lane 1, Devon. Lane 2, Everett. In 3, Bennett. Lane 4, our top seed and the current state record holder. 6, Samuel. Lane 7, Amon. And lane 8, Jace. State record of 146.25, set by Elliott Leisure earlier this year. Elliott's seed time, a full 2 seconds under the futures cut. And he's just cruising now out in the 55. And while we watch Elliott on his Saturday cruise here, keep an eye on Bennett O'Halloran in lane 3. There's a 55 for Elliott. Bennett's going to have a good one, a 159.47. Our number 2 time of the day for Bennett O'Halloran. Setting up what is going to be a really fun race, probably for second in the 200 back tonight. Our next event, girls 11 and 12, 100 IM. Heat 1. In lane 3, Lana. Lane 4, Elizabeth. And lane 5, Hayden. And Elizabeth, a 111.58. A PR by a couple of tenths. And a 127 for Lana. And a PR for Hayden. Heat 2. In lane 1, Addie. Lane 2, Britt. Lane 3, Grace. Lane 4, Gretchen. In 5, Alice. Lane 6, Savannah. And lane 7, Amelia. And a 1:07.9 for Gretchen. Now heat 3. Now into the first of our circle seated heats. Lane 1, Maya. Lane 2, Holly. Lane 3, Wing Chi. Lane 4, Annie. Lane 5, Lucy. Lane 6, Maya. Lane 7, Greta. And lane 8 is Zoe. And Annie, 1:06.54. Top seed so far. Now heat 4. Lane 1, Hadley. Lane 2, Vivian. Lane 3, Colette. Lane 4, Lena. Lane 5, Rosalind. In 6, Olivia. 7, Jibishana. And lane 8, Charlotte. Vivian sub 30 at the 50. With her breaststroke, this is going to be good. And it's a 1:04.6 for Vivian. Top of the leaderboard by a couple of seconds. Now heat 5. In lane 5, Hazel. Lane 2, Svea. Lane 3, Aria. Lane 4, Caitlin. 5, Harper. 6, Esme. 7, Morgan. and lane 8 is Jane. Here are the qualifiers. The girls 13-14, 2 back. Second alternate is Natalie Murphy. First alternate, Finley Lawrence. Into the B final. 16, Addie Foken. 15, Emery Phillips. 14, Lottie Smith. 13, Lila Schultz. 12, Olivia Zhou. 11, Mia Priscala. 10, Allie Baker. And 9, Maddie Kissinger. The A finalists, 8, Mary Bow. 7, Kate Rivers. 6, Anna Lee. 5th, Macy Severud. 4th, Lauren Colbert. 3rd, Maya Doolittle. 2nd, Lilu Thompson. And our top qualifier with a time of 2:01.23 in Great Wolf, Ferris Martin. The time is 11:18. And this event will close at 11:48. Our next event is the boys 11 and 12 100 IM. Heat 1. In lane 2, Caleb. Lane 3, Lucas. Lane 4, Darren. 5, Sam. Lane 6, Connor Miller. And lane 7, Connor Carpenter. Here are the qualifiers in the boys. 13-14, 2 back. Second alternate is Zane Phillips. First alternate, Carter Sukau. Into the B final. 16, Gavin Beaudry. 15, Samuel Snyder. 14, Everett Sanders. 13, Jace Henson. 12, Eamon Huey. 11, Asher Bisek. 10, Wyatt Malman. 9, Adrian Sanchez. The A finalists, 8th, Mason Ken Perry. 7th, Landon Lasek. 6th, Calvin Smith. 5th, Brooks Peterson. 4th, Jacob Pulaski. 3rd, Cooper Stout. 2nd, Bennett O'Halloran. And our top qualifier with a 1:55.04 from Rochester, Elliot Leisure. The time is 11:20. And this event will close at 11:50. Heat 2. In lane 1, Owen. Lane 2, Harry. Lane 3, Rory. Lane 4, Nick. Lane 5 is Jimmy. In lane 6, Ryan. 7, Adam. And 8, Paxton. And there's a hot one over in lane 7, Adam with a 1:07.4. Heat 3. In lane 1, Charlie. Lane 2, Joliffe. Lane 3, William. Lane 4, Maddox. In 5, Jackson. Lane 6, Harrison. Lane 7, Flynn. And lane 8 is Paxton. In this our first of 3 circle seated heats. And a pair of 105s. Good swims for Maddox and Jackson. Heat 5. In lanes 1 through 8, top to bottom, we have Jacob, Leo, Lars, Jogi, Ben, John, Sloan, and CJ. Here are the qualifiers in the girls 11 and 12 to 100 IM. Second alternate, Holly Newman. First alternate is Hazel Peterson. The B finalists, 16, Addie Dolan. 15, Grace Nguyen. 13, Ty, Amelia Kester, and Aria Leisinger. In 12th, Jane Brinkman. 11, Harper Totman. 10, Greta Gersendorf. And 9, Gretchen Walker. The A finalists, 8, Morgan Sims. 7, Olivia Willenbring. 6, Svea Vebli. 5th, Annie Zeckmeister. Tied for 3rd, Lena Gronowski and Caitlin Udall. 2nd, Rosalind Sen. And our top qualifier for the time of 104.67, Vivian Vale. The time is 11:25. This event will close at 11:55. Now heat 5. Lane 1, Tristan. Lane 2, Jace. 3, Frank. Lane 4, Jason. Lane 5, AJ. Lane 6, Maxwell. Lane 7, Simon. And lane 8, Caleb. Jason Liu. Strong at the 75. Jason with a couple of championships to his name already. And the 58-68, very close to his PR. And the top spot on the leaderboard right now. Next event is 39. Girls 13-14, 100 IM. He won. In lane 3, Emmy. Lane 4, Aubrey. And lane 5, Phoebe. Heat 2. Lane 2, Una. Lane 3, Candle. Lane 4, Samantha. Lane 5, Ambra. 6, Avery. And lane 7, Lila. Really tight among lanes 2 through 6. They're only separated by about 9/10 of a second in their seat times. This looks like Samantha Lammers of Hurricanes throwing the big freestyle at that heat. And a 102.55. Now heat 3. Now into the circle seeds, and lane 3 leave. Lane 1 rather, heat 3. Lane 1 leave. Lane 2 Lottie. Lane 3 Lillian. In 4 Maddie. Lane 5 Ileana. 6 Bryn. In 7 Maddie Ivory. And lane 8 Maddie Mays. And the breaststroke specialist taking control during the breaststroke leg. Maddie and Eliana. And Maddie Mathiasen, 60.54. PRs for both girls. Heat 4. Lane 1, Brooke. Lane 2, Lydia. Lane 3, Aria. Lane 4 is Sophia. Lane 5, Nora. Lane 6, Samantha. 7, Britta. And lane 8, Madeline. And a 101.8 for Nora. Heat 5. Lane 1, Harper. Lane 2, Finley. Lane 3, Grace. Lane 4, Lilu. Lane 5, Lilia. Lane 6, Quinn. Lane 7, Riley. And lane 8, Allie. Here are the qualifiers for event 38. The girls, 11 and 12, 100 IM. Second alternate, Harrison Gow. First alternate, Tristan Tanner. Qualifying into the B final, 16, Joliev Chu. 15, Sloan Krapelnicki. 14, Adam Ayuchi. 13, Frank Singer. Second, 12, Lars Olchenbruns. 11, Leo Arcilla. 10, Ben John Gustafson. And 9, Ben Ramo. The A finalists: 8th, William Yang. 7th, Maxwell Lin. 6th, Maddox Friend. 5th, Jackson Pulaski. 4th, AJ Enger. 3rd, Jace Olbermann. 2nd, Jogi Embers. And 1st, Jason Liu. Official time is 11:33. This event will close at 12:03. And we move on now to event 40, the boys 13-14 100-yard IM. Heat 1. In lane 3, Jayansh. Lane 4, Patrick. And lane 5, Peter. Nope, relax, swimmers. Heat 2. In lane 1, Willis. Lane 2, Carter. Lane 3, Max. Lane 4, Liam. Lane 5, Nico. Lane 6, Mason. And lane 7, Asher. First of our 3 circle-seated heats now. And Liam of Lifetime and Carter of Monticello right together, 58.8. Heat 3. Lane 1, Jax. Lane 2, Leon. Lane 3, Parker. Lane 4, Jackson. Lane 5, Colin. Lane 6, Matthew. And lane 7, Evan. And here comes Jackson Wright. 57.04, a PR, and a leap to the top of the leaderboard. And now heat 4. In lane 1, Joshua. 2, Oscar. Lane 3, Max. In 4, Elliot. Lane 5, Lucas. 6, Logan. 7, Jacob. And lane 8, Ben. Here are the qualifiers for the girls. 13-14, 1 IM. Second alternate, Una Nelson. First, Quinn Barone. Into the B final, 16, Liv Olchenbruns. 15, Kendall Hagen. 14, Ali Baker. 13, Harper Vestrom. 12, Riley Zastro. 11, Finley Lawrence. 10, Bryn Palmer. And 9, Samantha Lammers. Our A finalists: in 8th, Sophia Kurkowski Gonzalez. 7, Grace Pye. 6, Nora Behrens. 5th, Lillian Bistricki. 4th, Lilu Thompson. 3rd, Lilia Helmrich. 2nd, Eliana Gorski. And our top qualifier, swimming a 1:00:54 from St. Croix, Maddie Mathiasen. Time is 11:39. This event will close at 12:09. And we move on now to event 41. Girls 11 and 12, 50 free. We have 6 crazy heats. Heat 1. Lanes 3 to 5, Lana, Eris, and Hayden. And Hayden with a PR 41.77. Nice swim for Hayden. Heat 2. Top to bottom, we have Lena, Colette, Charlie, Charlotte, Aspen, Harper, Greta, and Bryn. And 27s. Heat 3. Up to bottom in Heat 3, we have Naya, Ling Chi, Esme, Holly, and Layla, Nia, Madeline, and Gretchen. Heat 4. first of our circle seeds now with Vivi, Morgan, Rosalind, Sabrina, Iona, Nicole, Sophia, and Maya. And Iona, 25-71. Zone cut for Iona. Now heat 5. In heat 5, we have Grace, Aria, Taylor, Lila, Elena, Riley, McKenna, and Sophie. And nice finish for Riley. Nice time drop as well. Heat 6. Heat 6, we have Elise, Vivian, Greta, Caitlin, Lena, Catalia, Adelaide, and Hazel. Our next event 42, boys, 11-12, 50 free. He won. We have Lachlan, Nolan, Jacob, Joe, Ryan, and Griffin. And Connor. Connor going for a PR. And there it is, another personal record for Connor Miller. Heat 2. In Heat 2, we have Paxton, Liam, Gregory, TJ, Tristan, Sam, Jimmy, and Zach. And some outside smoke with Zach Froman. Heat 3. Top to bottom in Heat 3, we've got Kip, Rodrigo, Jackson, Keenan, Maddox, Harrison, Flynn, and Nicholas. And a 24-1. Heat 4. Up the bottom, we have Teo, Eli, John, William, George, Connor, Maxwell, and Peyton. I have been told that lunch has arrived. Coaches and volunteers who are not otherwise occupied, lunch is served. And William serves up a 25-1-3 in lane 4. Heat 4. I'm sorry, Heat 5. Your attention, event 35. Girls 200 backstroke is closed with just one scratch in an alternate position. Now, Heat 5. We have Reagan, Eli, Gabe, Connor, Taha, Richie, Luke, and Harry. Here are the qualifiers in event 40. Boys 13, 1400 IM. Second alternate, Chinese Kunturu. First alternate, Jax Irby. The B finalists, Evan Mathiasen, Ben Novak, Mason Kenyon Perry, Peter Wachek, Max Devitt, Nico Sellinger, Max Nemergut, and Colin Siemens. The A finalists, Logan McCauley, Joshua Mayer, Lucas Wang, Parker Lehman, Carter Sukow, Liam Peterson, Jackson Wright, and our top qualifier with a 52.46, Rochester's Elliott Leisure. The time is 11:50. This event will close at 12:20. And we move on now to event 43. Heat 1. And your attention, backstrokers, event 36, boys 13-14. 200 back is closed with no scratches. In Heat 1, we have Lauren, Aubrey, and Mia. Heat 2. In E2, we've got Emily, Natalie, Emily, Mia, Sabrina, Kayla, Vivi, and Mila. E3. In E3, we have Bryn, McKenna, Izzy, Amelia, Madeline, Emery, Maddie, and Emma. Heat 4. we have Catherine, Eddie, Isla, Claire, Gabby, Olivia, Natalie, and Charlotte. Heat 5. In Heat 5, we have Estelle, Julia, Iris, Sophia, Sydney, Addie, Mary, and Britton. (24-1) for Iris. Now Heat 6. In Heat 6, we have Aria, Maddie, Macy, Paige, Lillian, Ferris, Harper, and Lou. Here are the qualifiers for the event 41. Girls 11 and 12.50. Second alternate, Elena Navidad. First alternate, Hazel Peterson. The B finalists, 16, Elise Griebner. 15, B.V. Jacobson. 14, McKenna Goldsmith. 13, Morgan Sims. 12, Adelaide Wolf. 11, Taylor Higgins. 10, Catalia Silva. 9, Vivian Vale. The A finalists, 8, Rosalind Sen, tied for 6th, Sabrina Arnold and Layla Arlick. 5th, Lena Granowski. 4th, Greta Straka. 3rd, Riley Mornard. And 2nd, Iona Sykes. And our top qualifier for the 25-60, Caitlin Leudal. The time is 11:55. This event will close at 12:25. We also have the qualifiers for the boys, 11 and 12.50 free. Second alternate, Kipriolo. First alternate, Sam Gans. B finalists, 16, Rodrigo Serino. 15, Zach Broman. 14, Nolan Mitchell. 13, Gabe Whiting. 12, Colin Perfect. Tied for 10th, Maddox Friend and Eli Lazarus. 9th, George Chung. The A finalist, 8, Eli Hitchings. 7, Taha Edeligio. 6th, Richie Jonathan Bauer. 5th, John Gustafson. 4th, Jackson Mann. 3rd, William Zhang. 2nd, Keenan McKim. And our top qualifier for the 24-49, Connor Zuli. The time is 11:56, and this event will close at 12:26. Ready now for event 44, boys 13-14, 50 free. He won. We have Gavin, Dennis, Jackson, and Emmett. Heat 2. Lucas, Jace, Parker, Augie, Mason, Xander, Soren, and Adam. 200 IMers, event 37, girls 11 and 12, 100 IM is closed, no scratches. T3. In Heat 3, we have Colin, Matthew, Tyler, Bennett, Adrian, Tor, Asher, and Griffin. And a 22-3 for Bennett. Heat 4. We have Nolan, Oliver, Patrick, Grayson, Carter, Owen, Nico, and Oscar. And 22-5-7 for Grayson. Our next event, event 45. Girls 11 and 12, 100 breast. He won. In lane 3, Lana, lane 4, Colette, and lane 5, Mackenzie. And a 120 for Mackenzie. That's a PR. Heat 2. In lane 1, Claire. Lane 2, Maya. Lane 3, Hadley. Lane 4, Fiona. Lane 5, Nora. 6, Savannah. And lane 7, Maddox. And a little outside smoke here for Claremont. Great Wolf, a 118. Heat 3. In lane 1, Bell. Lane 2, Olive. 3, Isla. 4, Lena. 5, Harper. 6, McKenna. 7, Alice. And lane 8, Kinsey. Your attention, event 38, boys 11 and 1200 IM is closed with one scratch in the first alternate position. Event 38 closed with one scratch in the alternate position. Here are the qualifiers for the girls: 13, 14, 50. Second alternate, Emily Hawk. First alternate, Izzy Kaplan. The B finalists tied for 15, Catherine Deeb and Addie Miller. 14, Emery Phillips. 13, Maddie Mathiasen. 12, McKenna Thiessen. 11, Gabby Schumacher. 10, Mia Doolittle. And 9, Sydney Edwards. The A finalists: 8, Macy Severud. 7, Isla Egbers. 6, Lillian Bersticki. 5th, Sophia Krakowski-Gonzalez. 4th, Ferris Martin. 3rd, Claire Kilgard. 2nd, Paige Turnbow. And our top qualifier with the 24-1-2, Iris Pavalny. The time is 12:05. And this event will close at 12:35. Heat 4. Lane 1, Maya. Lane 2, Holly. Lane 3, Lolo. Lane 4, Lila. Lane 5, Jane Brinkman. Lane 6, Amelia. Lane 7, Gretchen. And lane 8, Emily. Here are the qualifiers for the boys: 13, 14, 50 free. Second alternate, Oliver Schueth. First alternate, Jace Hansen. In the B final, 16, Sorum Buram. 15, Xander Urbanik. 14, Gavin Beaudry. 13, Tyler Novak. 12, Matthew Farnsworth. 11, Nico Selinger. 10, Adrian Sanchez. And 9, Owen Mitchell. The A finalists: in 8th, Augie Gwynn Inglesby. 7th, Parker Lehrman. 6th, Jackson Ponson. 5th, Mason Zobrecht. 4th, Asher Mornard. 3rd, Carter Zuckow. 2nd, Grayson Liudall. And our top qualifier for the 22:38 is Bennett O'Halloran. The time is 12:07. And this event will close at 12:37. And now Heat 5. In lane 1, Elle Wegener. Lane 2, Aubrey Shermers. Lane 3, Rosalind Sen. Lane 4, Olivia Willenbring. Lane 5, Willa Mosier. Lane 6, Annette Solly. Lane 7, Dorianne McVeigh. And lane 8, Jamie Nowak. Olivia Willenbring, 112.86. Our next event, event 46, the boys 11 and 12, 100 breaststroke. Heat 1. In lane 3, Ben. Lane 4, Tripp. And lane 5, Connor. Your attention, girls 13-14 IMers. Event 39 is closed with no scratches. Event 39 closed with no scratches. And a 120.08 PR there for Tripp Britton. Heat 2. In lane 1, Jaden. Lane 2, Tristan. Lane 3, Bennett. In 4, AJ. Lane 5, Brandon. Lane 6, Elliott. And lane 7, Jacob. And AJ with a nice 117. Big time drop for AJ and more PRs in Heat 2. Heat 3. We are now into our circle seeds. Lane 1, Miles. Lane 2, Nick. Lane 3, Alars. Lane 4, Jogi. Lane 5, Charlie. Lane 6, Darren. And lane 7 is Luke. And lane 8, Ben. Here are the qualifiers for the girls 11 and 12, 100 breast. Second alternate, Dorianne McVeigh. First alternate, Claire Mance. The B finalists, 16, Holly Newman. 15, Janie Nowak. 14, Kinsey Jacobson. 13, Isla Wensman. 12, Aubrey Schirmers. 11, Rosalind Sen. 10, Harper Topman. And 9, Gretchen Walker. The A finalists, Lolo McDonald in 8th. 7th is Amelia Custer. 6th, Jane Brinkman. 5th, Annette Sally. 4th, Willa Mosier. 3rd, Lena Gronowski. 2nd, Olivia Willenbring. And our top qualifier going at 1:12:55 from St. Croix is Lila Arlick. It is now 12:13, and this event will close at 12:43. Now heat 4. Lane 1, Caleb. Lane 2, Wyatt. Lane 3, Sloan. In lane 4, AJ. Lane 5, Leo. Lane 6, Henrik. Lane 7, Teo. And lane 8, CJ. And a nice 1:07:58 for AJ Enger. That's a 2.5 second time drop for AJ. Heat 5. Lane 1, Rodrigo. Lane 2, Austin. Lane 3, Keenan. Lane 4, Jason. Lane 5, Jace. Lane 6, Gabe. Lane 7, Simon. And lane 8, Michael. And Jason at 1:05 comfortably to the top of the leaderboard. Nice PR for Jace Oberman in lane 5. Drops a couple seconds. And now girls 13-14 100 breast. In heat 1, lane 3, Isabel. Lane 4, Brennan. Lane 5, Emmy. And lane 6, Kendall. there's a couple of nice times. 109 for Brendan, a 10 for Emmy. And now heat 2. In lane 1, Emma. Lane 2, Ari. Lane 3, Britta. Lane 4, Kylie. Lane 5, Elise. Lane 6 is Lillian. Lane 7, Hazley. And lane 8, Constance. Four-tenths of a second separate the seed times for all 8 swimmers in this heat. Hazley with a nice 109.4. Now heat 3. Your attention, boys 1400 IMers. Event 40 is closed with no scratches. Event 40, the boys 13-14, 100 IM closed with no scratches. Here are the swimmers in heat 3, the first of our circles. Lane 1, Maya. Lane 2, Nora. Lane 3, Estelle. Lane 4, Una. Lane 5, Riley. Lane 6, Ginny. Lane 7 is Amelia. And lane 8, Felicity. Luna Nelson of Red Dragon. And Una 106. Heat 4. In lane 1, Grace. Lane 2, Brooke. 3, Anna. Lane 4, Sydney. Lane 5, Eliana. Lane 6, Maddie. Lane 7, Caitlin. And lane 8, Josie. North Suburban Sydney Edwards in a nice battle with Eliana Gorski of Edina. And nicely timed finish for Sydney and a 106.3. Now heat 5. In lane 1, Catherine. Lane 2, Samantha. Lane 3, Nora. In 4, Maddie. 5, Nora. I'm sorry, in lane 5 is Izza. Lane 6, Liv. 7, Emerson. And lane 8 is Grace. Here are the qualifiers for event 46. Boys 11 and 12, 100 breaststroke. Second alternate. There is a tie for first and second alternate. Swim-off may be required between Teo Taru and Ben Balo. The B finalists, 16, Tristan Vavra. 15, Miles Bodette. 14, Gabe Whiting. 13, Darren Lau. 12, AJ Van Kirk. 11, Rodrigo Sereno. 10, Henrik Maus. 9th, Lars Olchenbruns. And the A final, Keenan McKinn in 8th. 7th, Sloan Kopelnik. 6th, Leo Arcilla. 5th, Charlie Heidgerken. 4th, Jace Obelman. 3rd, Jogi Egbers. 2nd, AJ Anger. And first, with a time of 1:05.57, is Jason Liu. The time is 12:25. This event will close at 12:55, at which time we will know if we need that swim-off for alternate. Next up, event 48, the boys 13-14, 100 breast. Heat 1. In lane 3, Logan. Lane 4, Brandon. And lane 5, Adam. We have a couple of closures for you. Event 41, the girls 11 and 12 50 is closed with no scratches above the line. Event 42, the boys 11 and 12 50 free, closed with no scratches above the line. And here comes Logan McCauley, who came in with a long course seat time, converts that to a sweet little 1:08.5. Nice swim for Logan. Heat 2. Lane 1, Emir. Lane 2, Mark. Lane 3, Remy. Lane 3, Eli. Lane 4, Zach. Lane 5 is Zach. Lane 6, Oliver. And lane 7, Eddie. This is Heat 3, and we have Will, Avery, Max, Jax, Ian, Leighton, Matthew, and Galen. Heat 4. Now into our circle C's. We have top to bottom, Max, Jackson, Phillip, Jackson Wright, Max Stone, Lucas Wang, Lucas Jones, and Austin Moreau. Here are the qualifiers for the girls 13-1400 breast. Second alternate, Caitlin Dolliver. First alternate, Liv Olchenbruns. The B finalists, 16, Emmy Dolan. 15, Kylie Chua. 14, Brennan Masters. 13, Nora Behrens. 12, Grace Pye. 11, Hazley Johnson. 10, Nora Valkovich. And 9th, Anna Lee. The A finalists, 8th, Samantha Lammers. 7th, Estelle Bergs. 6th, Isa Mork. 5th, Riley Zastro. 4th, Eliana Gorski. 2nd, Sydney Edwards. 3rd, Sydney Edwards. 2nd, Una Nelson. And our top qualifier going at 105.53 in the prelims is Maddie Mathiasen. The time is 12:31, and this event will close at 1:01. Heat 5. A reminder, coaches, that time trials will close after this event. Time trials closing very shortly. In Heat 5, we have Milo, Everett, Emmett, Grayson, Ben, Willis, Leon, and Elias. And Ben and Grayson, a pair of 104.4s. And now Heat 6. Lane 1, Lucas. Lane 2, Si Young. Lane 3, Jacob. Lane 4, Hudson. Lane 5, Jack. Lane 6, Emerson. Lane 7, Liam. And lane 8, Peter. And Hudson, a 59-1 That's a PR for Hudson. Our next event, girls 11 and 12, 50-yard butterfly. Heat 1. In lane 2, Naya. Lane 3, Lena. Lane 4, Sonia. Lane 5, Olivia. Lane 6, Eris. And in lane 7, our para-athlete, Hayden Finisgard. Points for Olivia and Sonia. And Hayden with a PR personal record for Hayden Finisgard, 48.27. Heat 2. In lane 1, Addie. Lane 2, Abigail. Lane 3, Greta. In 4, Hadley. Lane 5, Olivia. 6, Grace. Lane 7, Stella. And lane 8, Britt. And a little outside smoke from Addie, 29-1. And now lay Heat 3. Into the circles now. Lane 1, Libby. 2, Hazel. 3, Svea. 4, Sabrina. Lane 5, Maya. Lane 6, Iona. 7, Sophia. And lane 8, Vivi. Heat 4. In lane 1, Madeline. Lane 2, Kinsey. Lane 3, Catalia. Lane 4, Aria. Lane 5, Lila. 6, Vivian. 7, Addie. And lanes 8, Zoe. Heat 5. Lane 1, Ling Chi. Lane 2, Greta. Lane 3, Elena. Lane 4, Caitlin. In 5, Annie. Lane 6, Taylor. Lane 7, Nicole. And lane 8, Sophie. And we're going to have a fun final tonight. All those 28s. Heat 1. Lane 1, Jack. Lane 2, Kevin. Lane 3, Fitz. Lane 4, our para-athlete, Connor Miller. Lane 5, Paxton. 6, Samuel. And lane 7, Miles. 22 100ths of a second separate these 8 seat times. And some great swimming. A couple of closures for you here real quick. Event 43, girls 13-14, 50 free, closed with no scratches. Event 44, the boys 13-14, 50 free, closed with no scratches. Now Heat 2. Heat 2. Lane 1, Grant. Lane 2, Will. Lane 3, Isaac. Lane 4, Rory. Lane 5, Evan. Lane 7, Ver. Heat 3. Lane 1, Mason. Lane 2, Simon. Lane 3, Calvin. Lane 4, JJ. Lane 5, Teo. Lane 6, Lucas. In 7, TJ. And lane 8, Ike. Our first 29 for Lucas. Heat 4. Lane 1, Jace. Lane 2, Taha. Lane 3, John. Lane 4, Everett. In 5, Eli. 6, George. 7, Gregory. And lane 8, Zach. And a 28 for John Gustafson. Heat 5. In lane 1, Jimmy. Lane 2, Maxwell. In 3, Connor. Lane 4, Jackson. Lane 5, Ben. Lane 6, Nicholas. 7, Brandon. And lane 8, Flynn. And a couple of 27s. Nice swims for Connor Zuli and Jackson Pulaski. Now heat 6. Lane 1, Eli. Lane 2, JoJo. Lane 3, Frank. In 4, Archer. 5, Gabe. 6, Richie. 7, Reagan. And lane 8, Ryan. And Archer Haugas, 24.94 for Archer. Terrific swim, not that far off the state record. Next event is the girls 13-14 50 fly. Heat 1. Lane 3, Kate. Lane 4, Mia. And lane 5, Ginny. Here are the qualifiers. Wait, we'll wait. And some long course seat times and some fast yard times. Heat 2. Here are the qualifiers for the boys 1400 breaststroke. Second alternate, Max Stokes. First alternate, Will Floater. Into the B final, Emmett Baudette, Philip Simmering, Everett Sanders, Milo Thadden, Willis Lynn, Max Devitt, Eli Harrell, and Seong Park. Into the A final, Emerson Lanza, Jacob Yarger, Jack McCool, Grayson Ludall, Ben Nowak, Liam Peterson, Jackson Wright, and Hudson Brennan. It is 12:48, and this event will close at 1:18. I'm sorry. Yeah, 1:18. Heat 2. Lane 2, Amelia. Lane 4, Avery. Lane 5, Maddie. Lane 6, Elena. And lane 7, Addie. Here are the qualifiers for the girls 11 to 12 50 fly. Alternates are Britt and Greta. Into the B final, Kinsey Jacobson, Hazel Peterson, Elena Navidad, Madeline Kirk, Nicole Sherio, Catalea Silva, Addie Dolan, and Svea Bevley. A final, Sabrina Arnold, Iona Sykes, Annie Zeckmeister, Aria Leisinger, Lyra Arlick, Caitlin Udall, Maya Mitchell, and Vivian Vale. It is 12:50. This event will close at 1:20. Now heat 3. Lane 1, Mila. Lane 2, Riley. In 3, Emma. Lane 4, McKenna. Lane 5, Madeline. 6, Brennan. 7, Lila. And lane 8, Daisy. Heat 4. Lane 1, Morgan. In 2 is Lou. Lane 3, Amelia. 4, Riley. 5, Maddie. 6, Julia. 7, Emily. Heat 5. A 1/10 separate all these seat times, folks. Thank goodness for electronic timing. Lane 1, Tegan. Lane 2, Ruby. 3, Anna. 4, Aubrey. 5, Allie. 6, Sophie. 7, Finley. And lane 8, Lillian. And Aubrey with a 27-7. Heat 6. In the circles now. Lane 1, Olivia. Lane 2, Harper. Lane 3, Ambra. Lane 4, Iris. Lane 5, Britton. Lane 6, Claire. 7, Savannah. And lane 8, Addie. We have a swim off in the boys 11 and 1200 breaststroke. Will be swum at the conclusion of event 56, which is the boys 13, 14, 200 free, and before the time trials. Heat 7. Lane 1, Eva. Lane 2, Grace. Lane 3, Alice. In 4, Lilia. Lane 5, Samantha. Lane 6, Ruby. Lane 7, Lauren. And lane 8, Estelle. And a 26.40 for Lilia. Alice with a 26.85 and a nice 27.06 for Ruby in lane 6. Now heat 8. Lane 1, Mary. Lane 2, Lottie. And 3 is Macy. Lane 4, our top seed, Molly. Lane 5, Paige. 6, Isla. And 7 is Isla. And lane 8, Izzy. Setting up a nice final. Girls 100 breaststrokers, event 45 is now closed with no scratches. Ready now for the boys, 13, 14, 50 fly. Heat 1. In lane 1, Ryan Fewick. Lane 2, Sam Haugen. In 3, Lucas Jones. 4, Milo Thadden. 5, Elliot Loesch. 6, Jack McCool. 7, Tor Larson. And 8, Max Nemmergut. Once again, we have a swim-off in the 100 breaststroke that will take place after the boys 13, 14, 200 free, event 56, and before the time trial session. Heat 2. Lane 1, Evan. Lane 2, Leighton. Gavin in 3. In 4, Truman. Lane 5, Jace. 6, Oscar. 7, Sebastian. And 8, Luke. Your attention, event 46 is closed with no scratches. Event 46, boys 11, 1200 breaststroke closed with no scratches. Heat 3. In lane 1, Ben. Lane 2, Levi. Lane 3, Mason. Lane 4, Xander. Lane 5, Ben. Lane 6, Tommy. Lane 7, Jax. And lane 8, Chase. And Mason decides to skip the 27s, go right from a 20, right to a 26. Heat 4. Lane 1, Mason. Lane 2, Devin. Lane 3, Augie. Lane 4, Torin. 5, Emmett. Lane 6, Brooks. 7 is Soren. And lane 8, Easton. And a big fly over in lane 1, Brooks Peterson, 25.63. Heat 4. Heat 5, rather. In lane 1, Parker. Lane 2, Micah. Lane 3, Liam. In 4, Asher. 5, Lucas. 6, Matthew. 7, Asher. And lane 8, Lucas. And Asher, 25.59. Heat 6. Lane 1, Colin. Lane 2, Andres. Lane 2, 3, Sam. Lane 4, Cooper. Lane 5, Calvin. Lane 6, Jaish. Lane 7, Colin. And lane 8, Eli. .25.06 for Cooper. Now heat 7. Lane 1, Ryland. Lane 2, Oliver. Lane 3, Joshua. Lane 4, Hudson. In 5, Soo-Young. Lane 6, Crosby. In 7, Patrick. And lane 8, Logan. And a 24.31 for Hudson. PR by a half a tenth. This is the girls' 200 freestyle heat 1. Lane 1, Layla. Lane 2, Dorianne. Lane 3, another Layla. Layla Ripperger. Lane 1 is Layla Sheets. Lane 4, Sabrina. Lane 5, Riley. Lane 6, Svea. And lane 7, Anna. Breaststrokers, event 47. Girls 13-14. 100 breast is closed with no scratches. Here are the qualifiers for the boys, 11 and 12. 50-yard butterfly. Second alternate is Flynn Strickland. First alternate, Brandon Armstrong. Into the B final, George Chung, Gregory Davidson, Nicholas Eisel, Eli Lazarus, Jojo Suarte, Sorate, sorry Jojo, Everett Sparling, Maxwell Lynn, and Frank Singer. Our A finalists are Ben Rano and Richie Jonathan Bauer, Gabe Whiting, John Gustafson, Eli Hitchings, Jackson Pulaski, Connor Zuli, and our top qualifier with a 24.94, Archer Hauges. The time is a 1:03. This event will close at 1:33. Three heats of this, so they are all circle seated. And the freestyle stroke is the only one of the 200s in this age group that's swum prelim and final. So we'll see these top swimmers again tonight, especially when you go 2:03.8 and 2:04. Nice time drops for both Sabrina and Riley. Heat 2. Lane 1, Fiona. Lane 2, Abigail. Lane 3, Lucy. Lane 4, Greta. Lane 5, Alina. Lane 6, Morgan. And lane 7, Riley. 2. And my apologies, this is Heat 3. Having so much fun, we lost track of time. Lane 1 is Madeline, lane 2, Taylor, lane 3, Cora, lane 4, Josie, lane 5, Iona, 6, Elise, and 7, Adelaide. Here are the qualifiers for girls 13-14, 50 butterfly. Second alternate, Sophie Fritz. First alternate, Savannah Kirchhoff. The B finalists, 16, Izzy Kaplan. 15, Aubrey Musell, tied for 13th. Lottie Smith and Claire Kilgard, tied for 11th. Harper Vestrom and Isla Egbers. 10th, Samantha Webster. 9th, Britton Hoffman. Into the A final tonight. 8th, Ambra Rinaldi. 7th, Macy Severud. 6th, Ruby Roich. 5th, Paige Turnbow. 4th, Alice Gaffke. 3rd, Lilia Helmrich. 2nd, Molly Mahoney. And our top qualifier going a prelim time of 26.12 from Riptide, Iris Pavalny. The time is 1:08. This event will close at 1:38. Here are the qualifiers for the boys 13-14 50 fly. And we will hold off until we get the boys 11-12 in the water. Our next event, now the boys 11 and 12, 200-yard freestyle. Heat 1. Lane 3, Connor. Lane 4, Lachlan. And lane 5, Caleb. Here are the qualifiers for the boys 13-14 50 fly. We have a tie for second alternate, which may necessitate a swim off between Calvin Smith and Augie Wynn Inglesby. First alternate, Patrick Cruz. In the B finalists, 16, Janish Gunturu. 15, Evan Mathiasen. 14, Matthew Farnsworth. 13, Oliver Schueth. 12, Eli Hurl. 11th, Sam Taro. 10th, Jace Hansen. And 9th, Lucas Wang. The A finalists, 8th, Parker Lehrman. 7, Brooks Peterson. 6th, Joshua Mayer. 5th, Asher Mornard. 4th, Soo-Young Park. 3rd, Logan Wolf. 2nd, Cooper Stout. And our top qualifier going a prelim best of 24:31, Rochester's Hudson Brennan. The time is 1:10. This event will close at 1:40. A reminder that the one swim off that we do have scheduled so far for 100 breaststroke will run at the end of the session, meaning at the end of the boys 13-14 200 free. Then we have five heats of time trials to follow. And coaches, while you still have most of your swimmers hanging around, put them to work cleaning up under the bleachers. Make sure that the deck is picked up underneath your bleacher area. And Lachlan Kelly leads us off with the 221, a 5-second PR. Heat 2. In lane 2, Harry. Lane 3, Liam. Lane 4, Eli. 5, Gregory. Lane 6, Reagan. And lane 7, Darren. And here they come. Eli. Just like in the old song, Eli's come in. Now Heat 3. And just when you thought we had enough Eli's, Heat 3, lane 1, Tristan, lane 2, Connor, lane 3, Kip, lane 4, Eli Hitchings, lane 5, Jackson Pulaski, lane 6, Eli Lazarus, lane 7, Taha Idelioglu, and lane 8, Henrik Maus. Here are the qualifiers. In the girls 200 freestyle, second alternate Madeline Kirk, first alternate Dorianne McVeigh. Our B finalists 16 Anna Tupperno, 15 Fiona Prill, 14 Adelaide Wolf, 13 Riley Robinson, 12 Cora Dean, 11 Taylor Higgins, 10th Morgan Sims, and 9th Elena Navidad. Our A finalists in 8th, Layla Ripperger, 7, Lucy Pedersen, 6, Iona Sykes, 5th, Elise Grieber, 4, Sabrina Arnold, 3rd, Riley Mornard, 2nd, Greta Straka, and our top qualifier swimming at 2:01.53 this morning from Aquajets, Josie Solt. The time is 1:16. And this event will close at 1:46. And Jackson Pulaski with a 2:04.57. Heat 4. This is the middle of our 3 circle-seated heats. Lane 1, Zach. Lane 2, Nicholas. Lane 3, Harrison. 4, Jogi. 5, Everett. Lane 6, Luke. Lane 7, Nick. And lane 8, Darren. And the boys 13-14, 100 breaststroke. Event 48 now closed with no scratches. Event 48 closed, no scratches. And Jogi Egbert is kind of showing us how it's done. Jogi has been a 2:01.98. That's his own cut. And a 2:00.76 and a PR. Very nice, Jogi. And now, heat 5. Lane 1, Adam. Lane 2, George. In 3, William. Lane 4, top seed, Archer. Lane 5, Logan. Lane 6, Jojo. Lane 7, Keenan. And lane 8, Tristan. And Archer swimming a very relaxed prelim. And we have a closure in event 49. The girls 11 and 12, 50 butterfly, closed with no scratches. Girls 11 and 12, 50 fly, closed, no scratches. And Archer cruises to a 2:02:48 with a pulse rate probably about 75. Our next event, girls 13-14, 200 freestyle. He won. In lane 3, Savannah. Lane 4, Kendall. Lane 5, Vivi. And lane 6, Maddie. Coaches, if you have swimmers in time trials this morning, this afternoon, those time trial heat sheets are available at the clerk table. And once again, those time trials will be run after the swim off, which will be run after the boys 13-14 200. And a couple of very nice 200 freestyles at 2:00:83 for Kendall. Heat 2. In lane 1, Sabrina. Lane 2, Amelia. Lane 3, Ferris. In 4, Iris. 5, Lilu. In lane 6, Ellen. Lane 7, Mia. And lane 8, Addie. And Iris out in a 53.9. This event is pretty much loaded, folks. 19 of the swimmers have zone cuts, which means there are very likely going to be swimmers with zone cuts that don't make the finals. 152.86. PR for Iris. Heat 3. In lane 1, Maddie. Lane 2, Isla. Lane 3, Julia. Lane 4, Sophia. In 5, Sydney. 6, Claire. Lane 7, Olivia. And lane 8, Addie. And once again, coaches, if you have swimmers in the time trials, that heat sheet is available for you at the clerk table now. And Sydney with a nice 157.6. She moves very comfortably onto the leaderboard. Heat 4. In lane 1, Catherine. Lane 2, Natalie. Lane 3, Paige. Lane 4, Alice. In 5 is Molly. 6, Samantha. 7, Anna. And lane 8, Felicity. Nice little three-way race here between Paige Turnbow, lane 3, Alice Gaffke, our top seed in lane 4, and Molly Mahoney currently leading in lane 5. And Molly with a 154.8 will drop into second on the leaderboard, I believe. And we move now to event 56, the boys, 13-14, 200. He won. In lane 1, Mason. Lane 2, Evan. Lane 3, Logan. Lane 4, Grayson. In 5, Owen. Lane 6, Lucas. And lane 7, Peter. Here are the qualifiers for the boys, 11 and 12, 200 free. Second alternate, Zach Proman. First alternate, Tristan Tanner. Our B finalists, 16, Henrik Maus. 15, Connor Perfect. 14, Adam Ayoche. 13, Taha Ideligu. 12th rather, William Zhang. 11th, George Chung. 10th, Jojo Sarot. 9th, Eli Hitchings. Our A finalists, 8th, Kip Briolo. 7th, Harrison Gao. 6th, Logan Eisenbraun. 5th, Everett Sparling. 4th, Jackson Pulaski. 3rd is Keenan McKinn. 2nd, Archer Haugas. And our top qualifier at 2 minutes and 76 100ths, Jogi Egbers. Time is 1:33, and this event will close at 2:03. Event 50, the boys 11 and 12 50-yard butterfly is closed with no scratches. Boys 11 and 12 50 fly closed with no scratches. And Grayson, our number 3 seed overall, with the new PR, 150.00. Heat 2. In lane 1, Samuel Snyder. Lane 2, Nico Sellinger. In 3, Joshua Mayer. Lane 4, Logan Wolf. Lane 5, Dennis Demidoff. Lane 6, Emerson Lanza. 7, Robert Hageman. And lane 8, Oliver Matlock. And Logan Wolf getting after it pretty good. Good shot at getting under 150. And there it is, a 149.18 PR City for Logan Wolf. And that is our new top qualifying time so far. Heat 3. In lane 1, Ryland. Lane 2, Augie. Lane 3, Adrian. Lane 4 is our top seed, Hudson Brennan. Lane 5, Jackson. Lane 6, Colin. Lane 7, Wyatt. And lane 8, Asher. Here are the qualifiers for the girls 13-14 200 free. Second alternate, Olivia Van Gilder. First alternate, Catherine Deeb. Our B finalists, 16, Felicity Saris. 15, Sabrina Shrestha. 14, Natalie Christ. 13, Savannah Kirchhoff. 12, Amelia Scholes. 11, Isla Egbers. 10, Claire Kilgard. 9th, Ferris Martin. Our A finalists, 8th, Anna Yoder. 7th, Ellen Vergen. 6th, Sydney Edwards. 5th, Lilu Thompson. 4th, Alice Gaffke. 3rd, Paige Turnbow. 2nd, Molly Mahoney. And our top qualifier, swimming a 152.86 from Riptide, Iris Pavaldi. The time is 1:38. And this event will close at 2:08. We have a swim off following this heat for the 100 breaststroke. And then we have 5 heats of time trials to follow that. And girls 13-14, 50-yard butterfly. That's event 51, closed with no scratches. Next up, boys 11 and 12, 100-yard breaststroke swim off. He won. Lane 4 is Ben Bello, and lane 5, Teo Taro.